Thank you so much for tuning in to Shine Abound today. I am so excited for you to be here. I am your host, Carissa. And our next guest, I'm so excited to jump into this. I'm excited to jump into this episode, y'all. So we have the Wayne Birch here, co-founder of Trap Golf. And I'm really, really, really excited to just jump into this episode today. It's going to be a really great one. So, Wayne, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get started, I do like to start with this question. You have this light about you, and here at Shine Abound, I like to ask this question. So, what inspires you to shine your God-given light so brightly?
I don't know. I think God shined His light through me, and so He gets all the glory. I think that's why I shine. You know, He give me the strength, and He put me in these situations to shine. So it's all Him.
That's good. The favor of God rest upon your life.
Man, He be showing me some favor, man.
Yes. So, and that leads me to my next question because, like, you have such an interesting story, and I have several questions for you today. But so you had an outstanding collegiate career, Hall of Fame at Southern University, and now you are on the PGA Tour. So what kind of made the shift? How did you shift from, your collegiate career into being on the PGA Tour?
Well, playing collegiate golf, it was great. I never thought about playing professional golf because I didn't see anybody around me that was playing professional golf that looked like me. You had Tiger, but, that's one in a billion, you know what I mean? And everybody else I saw was old. So it wasn't never nobody around my age or just a little bit older than me that was playing professional golf. So I never even thought about playing professional golf until second semester of my senior year when my coach asked me, man, what you going to do next? I said, I'm just trying to graduate. And he was like, man, you not trying to take it to the next level? Never even really thought about it, tell you the truth. And so went and tried it. Didn't work out the first go around. Went back to teaching, and then one of my good friends, Andrew Loop, who played at LSU, he was on the Corn Ferry. Asked me to come and caddy for him during the summer. We went 5 for 6 cuts, and I'm still around the game. I love, still around golf. Yeah. He went on, got on the PGA Tour, and then. He called me back to caddy for him, and the rest is history. And we went ahead and won and had a good run and still been doing it 9-10 years later.
Wow. And so did you grow up playing golf? Did you grow up? How did you get into golf? Because that's so interesting. You not only did you play in college, but you're, surrounded by it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you even... what age were you when you started playing?
Okay, so I had an uncle who played in the league.
Oh, okay.
He played for the Oilers, and he got exposed to golf because he was in the league. People, they playing golf. You know what I mean? They exposed him. So when he come home in the off season, he be playing golf and got my daddy to start playing golf, right? So him, all my uncles, all of them started playing golf, and they all athletes, so they started competing. And so golf was cool, but I played other sports. I played football, basketball, ran track, all of that stuff. So my daddy got me a set of clubs for Christmas when I was young, but I never really played no golf. But then once I got to high school, we got a golf team, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and play golf in the off season from football or whatever. Wow. And then I started working at a golf course. My daddy told me golf where the money at. So now as soon as I turned 15, I started working at a golf course, Lakeside Golf Course in Atlanta. So now I'm starting to get money with golf, right? Then my best friend, Wyatt, he started working there. So now I'm getting money with golf, and now I'm kicking it because my boy at the golf course.
Yeah.
and I'm meeting so many different folks. You know, a lot of the guys from the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Hawks used to come to the golf course and play. So I end up seeing like celebrities and meeting them. Then I started working at Piedmont Driving Club. So this is my second golf job.
Okay,
so now I got two.
You're 15.
I'm 15.
Wow.
I got two of them now. So on Saturdays, I'm working at Lakeside and I'm caddying at Piedmont Driving Club. Going back to school with a pocket full of money, right? So the kids like, man, Wayne, where you getting all that money from? What you doing? I'm like, man, I'm working, dog.
Yeah.
Where you working at? The golf course. The golf course. Nobody in our neighborhood going to the golf course. But my daddy told me golf where the money at. So I'm going to go where that money at. And I had the football team caddying. I had the basketball team. They were working the cart barn, right?
The cart barn.
Yeah, they was cleaning all the carts. They was cart attendants. I had the girls. They was working inside as waitresses. Oh, wow. So I had all of Bountica, Tri-City, and Westlake, all my homies, we was all working at the golf course.
Wow.
Right?
That's so beautiful. That is beautiful because look at you. You are so humble and like you're helping everybody else around you.
Yeah, I was putting them on.
Even in high school, you were doing that.
Yeah, I was putting everybody on to that golf early. So then I got a third job at Wolf Creek Golf Course.
Okay.
And at Wolf Creek, they was paying $10 an hour. So now I'm 16. I let Lakeside Golf Course go because they wasn't paying that much. So now I'm getting caddying. I'm getting straight cash money there. And then I'm making $10 an hour at Wolf Creek Golf Course. So I'm grinding with this golf on the weekends. And golf where the money at. That's the truest statement my daddy ever told me. Golf is where the money at. And you can see right now with the PGA Tour playing for $20 million. You got Live Golf. They over there playing for millions and millions. It's like golf where the money at.
But it's so like therapeutic too. It's such a mental game.
It is.
I enjoy being on the golf course, but when it comes to playing, I'm like, Carissa, you have to have patience. So golf will definitely teach you patience.
It's supposed to teach you patience. I'm still working on my patience.
Okay, don't be throwing clubs.
I had one incident where I threw a club and it got stuck in a tree and I never throw a club again.
But it's a lot of people do it.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Like
they always say golf is relaxing, and I say, man, it's only relaxing if you're playing good. Right?
Or if you're just watching.
Or if you don't care. Then but if you're trying to score, you know what I mean, this is your livelihood, it is not relaxing. It is stressful.
Yeah. It's a mental game. So, and that kind of leads to, you grew up in College Park? College Park,
College
Georgia.
Park.
I'm country. I'm from Texas, right? So I'm like, okay, College Park, Georgia. And we're going to talk about the founding of Trap Golf. So you're the co-founder of Trap Golf. Can you tell us, I know that it has it blends with, hip hop, golf, art. Can you talk about the vision behind Trap Golf?
Okay, so like I said, I was playing golf at an early age and it wasn't nobody out there like me. None of my homies was playing golf, right? So what we have to do to get more youth playing the game of golf, we got to make it cool, right? And so in our culture, we love trap music. We love the trappers. You know, all the youngsters want to be trappers, etc. But in golf, when you compress the golf ball, when you hit the golf ball so it can get up in the air, you have to trap it against the ground.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
And so when you hit it in the bunker, that's a hazard. Another word for the bunker is called the sand trap. Right? So we just put that play that mix that street culture and golf together and call it Trap Golf to make the game better for us. Right? Add some flavor to it. You know, golf always been stuffy. You know, now it's becoming more cultural for us, you got the Jordans. You know, we love the Jordans.
Yeah.
And then you got the Jordan golf shoes, right? Most of the time, golf clothes, you only wear them on the golf course. And then when you leave the golf course, you put something else on, right? And you wouldn't know you play golf. But now with our company, like I got my hoodie on. You know, I wouldn't wear this on the golf course, but outside the golf course, I'm throwing on my hoodie or my sweatshirt, you know. And on the golf course, I got my my polo on or my pullover on, right? So we got the grass line and the street line. We got you covered all over. Where you on the golf course, we got you trapped out. When you off the golf course, we got you trapped out.
Wow. Okay. Because I've seen it and I think it's so like brilliant. I love the golf is dope. Like it makes it like fun. And I'm like, okay, I want to know the vision behind it. And that makes so much sense. And that's a whole entire movement in itself.
We just want to get more people into the game, more people who wouldn't be your non-traditional players.
And that's so funny that you said that because that was my next question. Like, how does trap golf bridge the gap between traditional golf culture and more like accessible and appealing to a diverse audience?
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. We bring you in with that golf is dope. The colors that we have, the different logos that we have. Yeah. People just love it, man. They love the golf is dope. This is the #1 slogan of all times. That golf is dope. No matter where you at in the world, when they see that golf is dope, they be like, man, I love that shirt. Golf is dope. It is. It's a conversation starter.
Wow. And it's so, I think everybody should experience being on the golf course because like you said, it's the traditional and the non-traditional, right? Like I didn't grow up on a golf course. I never knew about golf. Right. Well, I knew about golf, but they didn't have it in my high school. They didn't have it. Well, yeah, they had it at the college I went to. But it wasn't until I met my love. And then we started like he introduced me to the green world. But when I worked in restaurants and things like that, you always hear people like, oh, we're going to go golf. We're going to go golf. I think everybody should be able to experience. So I love what y'all are doing with that.
Thank you.
So you grew up in College Park and you're one of the few black caddies on the PGA Tour. How has your personal experiences like shaped your approach with both caddying and your entrepreneurship?
For one, you have to be a go-getter, right? It's all on you. As an entrepreneur, an owner, your company only gonna go as far as you take it, as you put in the work. And the same thing with caddying. I think your golfer only gonna go as far as the work the caddy put in. And what I mean by that, all the little small details, like with the caddy, you have to go walk the golf course, know where you need to hit it, know where you can miss it, know which way the putt is breaking, and you got to know your player. So when he gets in a situation where he's nervous or he has some adrenaline going, then you got to kind of know, okay, he going to hit this ball a little bit farther because of the situation that we in right now, Same thing with being an entrepreneur, It's like, all right, well, maybe we need to fall back right now with the way the trend is going, or this right here, at the end of the day, I don't think this would be good for our business. So it goes hand in hand, you know what I mean? We trying to save shots on the golf course and put ourselves in the best situation, and being a business owner, you trying to cut your costs and maximize your profit. And you have to go put in the work. All the little small details, like as a caddy, all the little small details that I write down in my book, that will help us when we in the heat of battle, when you in contention. You know what I mean? When you up there at on the top of the leaderboard, because everything comes so fast, right? So those little small details that you did your work, those come into play when you in the heat of battle. Same thing as being an entrepreneur.
Wow. Yeah. That's good. Okay, this is so good. Okay, so your aspirations for trap golf, how do you plan to continue influencing the sport, both on and off the course?
I think just being me.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a plan on how to um, do it. I guess kind of do it. You know, being me. I'm very passionate about the game of golf. I'm very passionate about growing it. Very passionate about getting more black PGA Tour players.
Mm-hmm.
And passionate about, helping these kids get to the next level and introducing a whole new audience to the game of golf and
Yeah.
taking trap golf to be competing right there side by side with Nike.
Mm-hmm. And it's a powerful movement because, like you said, getting the kids to even like start participating in it, because now all the kids are like, or the youth, right?
Yeah.
So social media, trap, all the trap music, all of that. And it's like, look, you don't have to go that way.
No.
You can play golf
Right.
and make something like out of your life. Like, it's just so, okay, no, what were you about to say?
So what you were saying, you don't have to go through that life. So when we came up with that trap golf, you can use that same mentality, right? You can have that same go get it, same hustler mentality. Trap golf is my hustle. I've been trapping this golf my whole life. Yeah. All my jobs until I graduated from college was at a golf course. You know what I mean? That's how I would get my money. And so what we try to instill in these kids is, man, use that same mentality, but use it in the golf world, right? Because you're going to be around the right people on the golf course, right? All the people on the golf course got some paper, right? Yeah. They business owners, CEOs, or they executives, you know what I mean? So you networking with them. You're going to be around the right people. Your chances of going to jail become a whole lot slimmer, and your chance of making some money goes up. So trap this golf.
Yeah.
You did what I'm saying? Instead of you being on the block with little JoJo out there all day making $60, you can come to the golf course and play for 4 hours and gamble and make $600.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you're not taking no type of penitentiary chances. All you doing is just taking your players' money that you've been playing with. And then they're going to call you the next day and try to get their money back. And then you beat them again. Yeah. And you keep beating them.
We need that for our youth. Sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional because we need that for our youth, right? And so what you're doing is making a huge impact. So thank you for doing that. Thank you. It's just so beautiful. Like, God placed you there at a very young age and he's still using you. And you said it, you're passionate too. Like, passion, people forget about the passion, or they'll see the glory, right? But they don't know your story. They don't know that you're like what you've had to endure to get to where you are today. Even with like just showing up, it is not easy, right? Yeah. Like, and you have to like oversee the court. You do a lot. Wow, like, come on, youth. They like our next generation.
They up next.
Yeah.
They up next.
Yes.
And so today, like I'm leaving from Cedar Crest Golf Course coming straight here. So they had the Southwest Showcase where they got the top 21 black collegiate players playing, and the top 21 black female collegiate players playing in this tournament, sponsored by Southwest Airlines.
Wow.
And so it was just an amazing event to be out there today, to see the youth. Some of them I've been knowing for a long time. Actually, one of them, Horace Phoenix. I met this kid. He was 9 years old in D.C. I was caddying at this time for Troy Merritt. I saw this little kid. He was hanging on the fence. And I looked back there, and he was with his dad. So I grabbed a couple balls, took him over there and gave it to him. And got to talking with his dad and everything. And we've been linked since. And I I saw him play for the first time today. So that was really, really cool to see the kid, 9 years old. I've been watching him develop, seeing him online, talking to his dad. He'll send me videos. When he was starting to get recruited, he was called me and asked me a couple questions about recruiting, and then to watch him go and hit a few shots today on the golf course in a real tournament was super dope. Wow. And his dad was caddying for him.
Oh wow!
So that was super dope.
And how old is he now?
19.
And at 9 years old, you planted a seed and just.
His dad told me today. He said, "Man, you the reason we out here, man. You was a caddy. You saw this little black kid back there, and you came and gave him some balls, and now look where he at."
Yeah, on his way to college, or
no,
he is in college.
Yeah, he's in college.
He is in college.
He's in his second year of college. He played at Eastern Florida.
He'll be on the PGA soon.
One
day he'll be there. So how is faith how has faith played a role in your journey, with your entrepreneurship, even as far as just your journey, right? How has faith played a role in that, even when it comes to caddying and your entrepreneurships?
Faith played a big role in caddying and being an entrepreneur. Anybody who knows me knows I struggled passing the national certification for teachers test. I didn't have no problem going through college, but on one part of that test, I failed it 6 times by 1 point. Mm-hmm. And so I thought these people was we know he gonna sign up, so we gonna fail him and get that money again. Each time you take it, it was like $250, right? So. And I was paying to get the test rescored because I'm like, I know I ain't passed this test, but kept failing it by 1 point. And kept telling myself, man, I'm going to pass this test. But kept failing it. Mm-hmm. So I had a good friend named Lee Dixon, and me and him, we were both kind of going through some things at this point in time in our life. And he called me. He told me, come on over here to the house, man. Come kick it with me. When I got over there, he told me his mom was getting ready to have surgery. She had a brain aneurysm. Mm. And he was like, the procedure is real risky. And they can be in there and it can bust and she'll die immediately. Mm. So was over there with all 3 of his brothers, and then on my way home, I had signed up to take the test the next day, but I wasn't even studying for the test. You know what I mean? I said, I'm just sign up, take it. It is what it is. You know, I know the stuff. I've been studying for it forever. You know what I mean? But keep failing it. So I was like, I ain't even studying for it. I ain't telling nobody I'm signing up for it or nothing. I just signed up for it. And so leaving his house, I'm on my way home, and I'm like, man, if all I had to worry about, I said, if all Lee had to worry about is passing the test, he'll be good. He worrying about he might wake up and not have a mama tomorrow. Right? So as I'm driving home, I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, man, forget that test, man. Whatever happened, that man might not have a mama tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so got up, went down there, took the test. I took the test so many times, the people know me down there. My score come up. The lady sees the score. She starts shaking me. You did it. I'm like, about time. Good. You know? And then I'm like, well, I knew I was going to pass the test. But it just showed me, like, maybe I was trying too hard and needed to just let go and let God. Because once I was like, forget that test, and was thinking about if Lee was in this situation and worried about the test, he'd be good. But he in a situation where he might not have a mom the next day. And I think me looking at his situation, my situation, kind of putting it in perspective, helped me go in there and pass that test.
And you said something powerful, too. You said you let go and you let God.
And I need to do that more often.
Yes.
That was back then, and I think my faith was super strong. I think going through caddying, and entrepreneurship, faith kind of got rattled a little bit, but now it's back where it need to be. I think everybody kind of go through different things in their life, different events, and things kind of change. But one thing gonna remain the same: the man or still gonna stay solid.
Yeah.
So if you can stay solid, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah. And even as you're prepping, like, because you're doing the work, you're doing all this, and then the test comes, and God still shows up, and you pass the test. Like, we can't do it on our own, out of our own strength, and that's so beautiful. Like you said, He's gonna stay solid. Like, He knows what we need, and with the test, like, that is just, I got the revelation when you were speaking about that. Like, it was very humbling talking about your friend's mom, and then you're like stressed out about the test, and you're like, but Lord, okay, whatever happens with that happens with that, because there's so many people going through other things that we think our problems are so big, and they're actually so small compared to what some other people are going through,
Mm-hmm.
So, ooh, and you passed the test.
And I passed.
You passed the test.
And when I did pass it, I blew it out the water. I needed 161. I failed it 6 times with 160, and then when I passed it, it was 184.
But you were persistent and you were determined to pass the test.
Yeah, I had to. I needed that piece of paper to graduate. That was the only thing holding me back, was that little part of the test. It was 5 parts of the test. I had passed 4 of the 5 parts. So just that little test was holding up my degree.
But you didn't give up.
I couldn't give up.
But how many people in life, like, not everyone is driven like that. So if there's someone that's listening today and they're like, dang, I just want to give up. No, do not give up. Yeah. Like, you can't give up.
When you give up, then what?
Yeah. And you answered my next question, because I was going to ask you, like, how did you overcome some of the challenges that you faced? Like, even from, like, taking the test, you were persistent, you did it. So do you have anything else to share, like, as far as, like, overcoming challenges and transitions, even with caddying, entrepreneurship, just life?
Yeah, I mean, caddying is tough. People look at caddying like, oh man, that's super dope. But caddying is really tough because you have no control, and everything depends on someone else. Mm-hmm. Your job, if they want you to caddy for them this week, depends on them. They might not want you to caddy for them next week. Mm-hmm. If they don't play well, first person to blame is the caddy. Mm-hmm. And so you just got to be strong. It's a job that's not for the weak or timid. You know what I mean? It's a hustle. Sometimes you be flying all over the country and you're not going to make a whole lot of money. And then sometimes you play well where you're going to make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Overall, I feel like it's a really, really tough job, especially being away from your family. Mm-hmm. And your kids. So, like, right now, I got a 4-year-old son, and he messed me up a couple months ago, where I haven't been on the road since he told me this. So I had came back, I guess this was around July, August, doing a 6-week stretch, and me and my son, we go to Waffle House every Saturday and Sunday morning when I'm at home. We jump in my old schools. I'm a big classic car collector.
And you talk about that, too, after you answer this, because I don't want to forget that, because that was good, too.
So we jump in my old school and we go to Waffle House. You know, I'm from Atlanta. We love Waffle House. So trying to get him into that Waffle House as well. Mm-hmm. So we go there every Saturday and Sunday morning to kick it. So we drive in the Waffle House, and we in the old school. He looks at me. He goes, "Hey, Daddy." I said, "What's up?" "I love hanging out with you." Aww. I said, "Man, I love hanging out with you." He goes, "I got to tell you something." He 4 years old now. Mm-hmm. I said, "What you got?" He said, "You don't love me." I said, "Why you say that? I do love you." Mm-hmm. He said, "No, you always leave me. Aww. Don't leave me." I'm like, gee, man, you 4. What are you talking about? Then I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, I'm on the road 28 out of 35 weeks a year. He 4 years old. So I've been gone more than half of his life, right? And I'm like, man, you only got one kid, got one son. I don't want to be on the road making money and then my son think I don't love him, you know? So what's greater, if I'm going to chase this money and then the relationship with my son don't be as solid as I want it to be, or let's fall back for a little bit. Let's invest in the son. Let's coach him, and then let's see what's next from there. You know, it seemed like I hear from 3 to 5 is a crucial age where you the kids need their father at that age. So I say, well, all right, let me come off the road for a minute, handle this, and then we'll see where it go in about a year. So I'm focused more on trap golf and do that and kind of fall back off the road for a year or so, and then reevaluate.
Yeah, find the balance.
Yeah,
and God has graced you for it too. So like, if you do have to just like take that year because he's 4 and he'll be 5, and that is like a precious age, because they're super curious and they just. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
You just take the time and you're like, okay, Lord, because that's biblical. The man has to take care of the house. So don't feel bad about it, right? Like, it's a beautiful thing. And I think more like men, I'm not a man, so like I can't really relate to it, but I think the men that are listening to will be like, they'll have that like, wow, I'm so focused on work, making money. But I need to be focused on my household too, right?
Yeah, it's a balance. My wife tells me all the time, you got to work on that balance.
Yes, balance is important. Yeah, it is. Oh, he's so sweet. So what advice would you give to like any young individuals that are, looking to get into golf or caddying or even like entrepreneurship?
Put whatever you want to do down on paper first. Write it down, right? And come up with a plan, and then just try to execute that plan as well as you can. I feel like that will help guide you and navigate you. You'll have some type of blueprint, some type of guide, so you just won't just be going through every day like willy-nilly. You going through every day with a purpose because you're trying to get to this end goal. So all your decisions that you make will be data-driven, I guess, to reach your goal.
Yeah. And that's biblical. God says, write the vision and make it plain. That's biblical, so that's good too.
And then I think when you write it down, it kind of it's something like between the brain or something like that, where once you write it down and you see it, then it's like, I don't know if it give you more of a belief, or I really can do it once you write it down, or you see it. But it's something about writing something down that is real powerful. Because I remember when my first PGA Tour win, I had wrote a note and put it in my wallet. Said, I will win. I will win. Wow. I will win. And it was a little yellow, little sticky note. I just wrote it and put it in the wallet. And
you won. And you will continue to win. Yes. Okay. So do you have a moment from your time like on the PGA Tour that really like stands out? Or not like stands out, but like that you would like to share? That's so beautiful.
On the golf course?
Yeah, like, or just like something that you remember you just spoke about, like you wrote and you put it in your wallet that you will win. So that's only one moment, but you have many moments, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of moments.
Wow.
But one, and it just came to mind because I saw the kid today.
Yeah.
Kid named Brandon Burns. So when I first moved here to Dallas, met these kids at the golf course. It was two of them. They was playing golf. One of them was at Texas Southern, and one was sophomore in high school. He was pretty good at golf though, but he was raw. Needed a little tweaking. And so I moved here. They helped me move my stuff in storage and kind of took them up under my wing, kind of mentoring them. So he played 2 years of high school golf and got really good, but he didn't really have grades. And he had a hearing in one of his ears. He couldn't hear well. And so when he in the classroom, he don't hear what the teacher says. He'll ask the teacher, hey, can you say that again? They get tired of him asking. They be like, you ain't hear me? You know? So he kind of struggled with that. Me and his mom went up there to the school his senior year to make sure his grades were straight. He was going to graduate, et cetera, et cetera. So it was the Byron Nelson golf tournament here in Dallas. And I was caddying, but I was trying to get him in school. And so he never played in any AJGA events. So I was trying to get him in one, but he didn't have no ranking, and they wouldn't let him in the tournament.
And it's an AGA?
Yeah.
What is that?
American Junior Golf Association.
Oh, okay.
So it was a couple of tournaments I was going to pay to put him in, but they wouldn't let him in because he don't have no ranking. He was a kid that was good in golf, but his parents never put him in any AJGA events because they ain't know about it. So I'm trying to get the kid in school. You know, I'm caddying on the PGA Tour, so I talked to a couple people. So it's a couple coaches that was in town. So I set the coaches up and a couple reps to come over to Thorntree, and they was going to play golf with Brandon, right? Get to see him. So he came out there to the golf course, and when they was finna get ready to go and play, just seeing him walking with all of the reps and the coaches, and I'm like, man, I sure hope, you know, it works out, and end up working out. Well, he went to school, golf scholarship, but he didn't like college. You know, he had that hearing problem. I think that went on into college where, you know, he felt a little embarrassed by have to ask the professor to repeat themselves. He just said he didn't like school, and, you know, he quit playing school, but he turned pro in golf. And I saw him out there at the golf tournament today. So, yeah.
And you planted those seeds, Wayne. And that's what, like, Shine Abound is about. Like, I always want people to know, like, God wants to use everyone, right? And we all have something to instill and inspire in so many people. But what you're doing is powerful. As a young kid, and look at him, he's a pro now. And most people, they were literally counting him out. He was like the underdog. Like those are like my favorite, by the way, because I feel like underdogs always, like, you know, like the people that teachers count out, like they're so successful. So kudos to you, like, for planting those seeds, because you plant a lot of seeds, and that's just the one that you saw, and you're going to see so many because of the effect. It's like a domino effect. It just triggers, you know? Like, and just imagine if more people were stepping up, mentoring these young kids and watching them grow, right? Like, kudos to you.
Thank you.
God is pleased. I will tell you that.
I hope so, man.
Look, he is pleased with you. And so I think, and then you were talking about, before we go, I want to briefly discuss, because you mentioned like old, like classic cars.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all have like so tell us about that.
Okay, so I'm a big classic car collector. I love classic cars. If it's not old, I don't want it. My daily driver is a 1998 Chevy Silverado. That's what I'm gonna drive every day.
You said every day.
Every day I'm gonna drive that truck. I love it, man. I paid $1,000 for it. It's been running ever since I got it. I drove it to Houston, Jackson, everywhere. My wife be like, "Why you drive that truck?" Said it goes the same place your car go. I get there the same time you get there. But I love classic cars, and I started a car club down here in Dallas called Trappy Car Club. A little play off of trap golf, and I'm from Atlanta, so our car culture up there is big.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to bring it down here. We host this event every first Sunday of the month called Trappy Southside Sundays.
Okay.
Where everybody come out, bring their old schools out, family event, bring the kids. They have the tents, the chairs. We have DJ, vendors. And we be at Thibodeau's Cajun Cooking over there in Cedar Hill, Duncanville.
Okay.
And the catfish there is super good. So we have the fish there, food, drinks. We got the TVs for the football games.
Oh, wow. So it's like a big family.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole vibe, man.
Yeah.
Whole vibe. Just come over here and kick it.
Like a family reunion.
Yep. It's a classic car family reunion. Every first Sunday of the month.
So for those that are listening that may, like want to follow you and order some apparel and just keep up with you and what you're doing, how do they find you, Wayne?
Hey, you can go follow Trap Golf at Trap Golf Official. You can shop with us at trapgolf.com. We just like Amazon. We Trapazon Prime. You order it, we're going to have it to you in 2 or 3 days. You dig? And my social media is Wayne O'Drano. You can find me there on Instagram. Let's see, anything else? Just make sure y'all go buy a lot of Trap Golf. Y'all know Black Friday coming around. We got the Christmas coming around, so y'all do me a favor. I'm going to make this very simple for all of y'all. You go to trapgolf.com. For anybody who having a birthday, you get them Trap Golf. And any Christmas presents, you get them Trap Golf. You did.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much for being here today, Wayne. Like, it really means so much to us. And thank you for sharing your story. And to those that were listening, I'm inspired, right? Like, I have some work to do. So yeah, thank you for being here. And thank you so much for tuning in today. And we look forward to seeing you next episode. Thank you.
Peace.